It was funny, it was warm, and there seemed to be a lot of modern 21st century integration that I can appreciate, especially while enjoying Black people enjoy their rich and lavish lifestyle. But dang, you mean to tell me we went through an hour and 50 minutes of father and son bonding because y'all didn't want a qualified queen to rule the queendom? Seriously? What's up, ladies, gents, girls with lace fronts, dudes with kids? It's the one and only You Can't Call Me Queen, baby. And before we get into this video, make sure you go down below to subscribe and join the queendom. And if you're already a part of this palace, hey y'all, hey. So as you already read the title down below, we are going to be getting into the sequel of a classic comedy film coming to America. So let's get into it. So if you are here, I am pretty confident that you already know that Coming to America is a classic, especially to the Black community. So when the announcement came out about a sequel, there was a lot to be excited about. But if you go into this movie expecting some sort of cinematic masterpiece of storytelling, then you may be disappointed, and this isn't for you. And if you enjoy the uncensored comedic aspect in the first movie, be alarmed that this won't be as over the top as the first one, because that was rated R while this is rated PG-13. So yeah, take that into account. If you can remember, the first Coming to America was about Prince Akeem, played by Eddie Murphy, who was turning 21, and it was time for him to wed as a prereq for him to become king after his father. And of course, his wife-to-be was a beauty that was raised to just please him and knew nothing else. Yet Akeem wanted to seek out his own independent woman that would love him for him and not for his social status and his money. So the prince and his best friend Simi, played by Arsenal Hall, randomly decides to go to Queens, New York, out of all places, to find his wife, which he eventually does. They get married and have kids, which then brings us into Coming to America, the sequel, where Akeem and his wife have been married for 30 years. Whew, time is flying, okay? Living a great life in Zamunda along with their 3 beautiful, must I say, melanated daughters. But status and comfort is about to change because the king is dying and it is time for Akeem to take his place as ruler. But there are many concerns on who will prepare under Akeem, since there can only be a male successor to inherit the throne. But Akeem only has daughters, at least he thought. So as King Jaffa lay ill in his bed, he tells his son that he has an illegitimate, or some might say bastard, son that he knew nothing of. So Akeem, along with his trusted sidekick Simi, go back to New York on an adventure-filled quest to find this hidden son, Lavelle Johnson, played by Jermaine Fowler, and convince him to come to Zamunda, meet his sisters, and take his rightful place as prince. While Akeem is doing all of this, he hasn't told his wife or his kids about this other child. So once they find out, they are all confused. But the oldest daughter, Mika, played by Kiki Lane, is angry because she feels she is most prepared and qualified to take the seat, which she is, but because she is a woman, she can't rule. But that is just a quick rundown on what the sequel is about. So let's dive into my thoughts. On a positive tip, I did enjoy this movie. It was fun, it was funny, and it was heartwarming. And all the feelings you can expect from a family-oriented movie filled with surprise iconic cameos from Morgan Freeman, Gladys Knight, John Legend, Tiana Taylor, Noel, Rick Ross, and more. Along with the popping cast, the costume designs were phenomenal. Granted, that has always been one of the ups about this classic, because seeing rich, lavish, melanated Black people would never get old. But these 21st century designs were just raw as fuck. But I mean, the designs was created by Ruth Carter, who also had a part in Black Panther costume designs. And we all know how fire those were. So yes, this film had many ups, although many people didn't think so. And to an extent, I can agree with the masses who did find some problems with the sequel. For instance, I do think the writing was so focused on Akeem and his son newfound relationship that they forgot to add more time into the relationship that Lavelle, the prince, was building with this lady barber who he fell in love with so quickly. But whatever. We couldn't really appreciate the feelings they were gaining for each other like we did for Akeem and Lisa in the first Coming to America. And maybe the writers steered away from that because it would have been a similar storyline, and I get that. But their relationship sort of guided the middle and ending of the film, so more of them would have helped a lot as far as story plot goes. Something else that I wasn't too fond of in this film was the singing from Tiana Taylor's character and the rapping from Prince Lavelle's character when they met. When they broke out into song, I was honestly confused. Like, who asked for this? Okay? When it happened, it brought a musical feel to the movie, and honestly, they could have kept that. We were already appreciative of the singing and rapping of Salt and Pepper and Vogue and more, but their music scenes were okay because they were viewed as performers and not actual characters in the movie. So yeah, that part was a big turnoff. I can truly say there were minuscule dislikes about this film, but very high takeaways. Like, can we give Leslie Jones her flowers? She did the film justice. Her role was big, but her camera time was small. She didn't have that much camera time. So when she did pop up on the screen, she owned it, and she made me laugh every single time. Also, Wesley Snipes. This man is literally gold. He definitely made memorable moments with his screen time as well. So if you haven't seen this movie, my recommendation is to watch it with the open heart and mind and just take it for what it is. But if you've seen it, you already have your thoughts and you can either agree or disagree with me. But I enjoyed it. So with that being said, you already know how it goes down over here. Go down below and comment your thoughts on this film. Let's discuss. Like this video, and last but certainly not least, subscribe and join the queendom, baby. Bye.